Hi everyone! In today's video we are looking at teacher planning, but not just lesson planning, but ways to organize your teacher day and work week. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Lorianne and I'm just about to finish my 22nd year in teaching. I'm currently teaching a grade 1-2 split online with an optional face-to-face day once a week, which will eventually grow to 2 and 3 times a week. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Here at It's All Primary, the goal is to help you get tools and strategies to organize your teacher life. So whether you are a new primary teacher or a seasoned primary teacher, we all struggle with working long past our contract hours, particularly at the beginning of the year. It's taken me a few years to create a system where I am not staying hours after the last bell. In fact, since school has started, I have only had to work late one night so far, which is pretty good. Part of my planning starts on a Sunday, and I give myself about an hour to plan not only my teacher work life, but my personal life. I plan the two together because one of the things that you'll find me say, and there's others who say this too, is it is really not about time management. There's no such thing as time management, if we're honest here, because we cannot manage time. Time is something that's constant. It's something outside of our control. We can't stop it. We can't slow it down. We can't speed it up. So it's about personal management. How can I speed myself up? How can I slow myself down? How can I stop what I'm doing, right? It's a personal management, not time management. So as I said, on Sundays, I take about an hour to plan. And what I do is I make a list of, first of all, my priorities. So as a teacher, I usually have 2 priorities each week when it's a regular school week. The first thing is to make sure all my lesson plans are done so that I'm at least a week to 2 weeks ahead of schedule. The second thing, depends on the week, but is to have all my photocopying done at least a week, maybe 2 weeks ahead of time. Now, some people don't always agree with having all your photocopying done because plans change, and I totally agree with that. But those are my 2 priorities. And so I make sure that within my planning, I am writing down time chunks of doing lessons. And I'm creating a schedule that is going to help me be successful in getting my lesson planning done and possibly my photocopying. Now, there are other weeks when you've got assessments, report cards, and you got all that too. But it works the same. Create a time, sometime on the weekend, where you can schedule, plan the rest of your week. Years ago, I heard someone say that it takes 10 hours to lesson plan. And I thought, what? Are you kidding me? No, I am not giving 10 hours to lesson planning. That's nuts. And honestly, it doesn't take me 10 hours. It takes me closer to 2 to 4 hours, depending on the week and depending on different activities. But it doesn't take me 10 hours. Like, come on. And the thing is, I could be given 4 hours time and I could be given 10 hours time, and honestly, I will probably have the same lesson plans. But I allowed myself to take longer, which means I'm not as focused. And this is the point that I want to try and get across. When you schedule in a time, for example, lesson planning, put down an actual time that you're not going to say, I'm going to keep working until I get it done. That's actually not good. Instead, put down, I am going to lesson plan for exactly 1 hour, and then get as much done as possible. Because the thing is, if you put a time constraint on your task, you are more focused to get it done. It's true. It's true. So for me, in order to get the next week's lessons done, I will block 1 hour's time on Thursday, because by then most of your week is done. And so I can plan accordingly, because during the week you're going to make adjustments anyways. Lesson plans to me are live documents. I'm constantly writing notes and making adjustments and everything like that. So I start lesson planning for the following week on Thursday. And again, I only block 1 hour on Thursday, and I actually get a lot done in that hour. And then I block 2 hours on Friday, because now I've thought about it a little bit more. And again, once I have that 2 hour block on Fridays, because Fridays is usually the day, if I'm going to stay late, it's usually Thursday or a Friday. But I will block 2 hours and I will focus. And I'll stay focused for 2 hours. And I can usually get almost all my lesson planning done between that 1 hour block and that 2 hour block. Sometimes I need a tiny bit more time, but it's not 10 hours. Okay? It still makes me mad when people say it takes 10 hours. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Now, I'll show you in a future video a little bit more about how I lesson plan. But let's talk a little bit more about your actual work week, because as a teacher, your life is a lot more than just lesson plans. Tons more. Another thing that I plan, I actually put in my schedule, is a certain amount of time to mark. Now, I do these in smaller times because I can get things done in less than an hour, so I'm not going to give myself an hour to mark. Working in primary, there are lots of little subjects that you need little, you're making little comments here and there. It's more anecdotal than it is an actual letter grade. So I block in 30-minute time chunks to complete marking. I might write in there 30 minutes marking of printing, or 30 minutes marking of math. And so I keep the time chunks shorter because I can fit 30 minutes in very easily into my day. Right now with COVID, we're not able to go into the staff room. And so I'm thinking I have to sit in my room. I'm sitting in my room by myself. I might as well, knock off a subject for marking, right? Even with online learning, there's an element of marking that needs to be done. But if we weren't online, this is how I do it. So Tuesdays and Thursdays for me are the days when I get the most marking done. And I don't feel like I need to mark every single day. I focus myself to do 2 or 3 time chunks of marking, and it gets done. And then so I know that marking is up to date at least 2 times a week. And that's reasonable. I don't think it's reasonable for your kids to expect you to have your marking done every single day. Even when I taught middle school, I always told them that they needed to give me a minimum of 5 business days, so 5 school days, to get an assignment completely marked. And a lot of times I got it done between 3 and 5 days. And most kids were fine with that. It is almost 3 o'clock, and one of the things that I can't remember how I mentioned it in this video, one of the things that I like to do is have my lesson plan, a day plan, printed off, sitting on the desk when I leave. I've got my lesson plan here. I've got my read aloud. Phonics is over there. We probably aren't doing phonics tomorrow. We might. And math is there. This was day 1 for our virtual learning, so things are going really slow. I'm not taking any schoolwork home, except I have some things to laminate, and that's it. So I'm not taking any work home, so I am ready to go. I come in an hour early in the morning. Now when I show up, my lesson plan is sitting on the desk. My photocopies are sitting on the desk. And that is advantageous for 2 reasons. 1, if I'm running late, they're already there. I don't have to scramble, and in the school where I am, there is 1 photocopier. There's a lot of teachers. And to try and stand in a line for a long period of time is nuts. It's a waste of my time. So this is again why I get my photocopying done early. So that's one. The other one is if I am sick, which doesn't happen a lot in a year. But again, with COVID and everything else, and we're not allowed to be going to school, even with the slightest sniffles. I'm not sick, but I got sniffles. Or I got a sinus cold. They're saying stay home. That plan is sitting on my desk with the photocopiers. No one's having to scramble to find my stuff. There might be explanations that are not fully there, but that I can easily type up and send to the office to make a copy for the teacher on call or substitute teacher that comes in, right? So the bulk of the stuff is already there. And if I'm really sick, I don't have to think about trying to create a teacher on call, sub plan while I'm, sick. Neither should you. So anyways, I come in an hour early. So you may be asking, well then what do you do? I do a few things. First of all, I look at other things that need to get done. For example, assessment. Is there a child's work that I need to take a closer look at? Are there any parent meetings that I have to set up? I am part of certain school committees. Do I have meetings? Do I have to create things for those meetings, right? So I'm using the hour to set up other stuff that also needs to get done, because there are so many other things you need to do. And you may have staff meetings that you've got to put into your schedule, and committee meetings and on all that other stuff. But if you schedule yourself and put again a time to it, when you are in that time constraint, you will focus more, and you will be shocked at how much stuff you actually get done. And eventually, as you continue to do this, you will find yourself going home within an hour of that last bell. And you'll be able to walk out the door and not have to bring schoolwork home. And it is a wonderful feeling that when you do get home, you can actually spend time doing things that you love to do, and you're scheduling those in too. For example, one of the things that I had to do today after school, even though I had my stuff done and sitting on my desk, is I had some laminating, and it was small laminating, and I don't give that to, we have someone at our school that will laminate for us. I don't give it to them because it's too small. I have a little personal laminator. I thought about bringing it in. I thought, no, I can do it at home. So I brought that home, and that was 3 pieces of paper that needed to be laminated. And I was looking for my number talk math cards. I had looked during the weekend, couldn't find them, and so I came home and I said, you have 20 minutes to get the laminating done and find those math cards somewhere in that garage and you get it done. And if you can't, I had a backup at school. And did I get it done in 20 minutes? Yeah, I actually found the math cards in 10 minutes. I don't know why I didn't look in that box before, but there they were and sitting in a box, and I got my laminating done. And right? And now I've got everything ready, sitting on the bench near the door, so that when I walk out the door, I grab the stuff and go. I'm not thinking about it now. I'm moving on to my personal stuff, right? Even making videos like this, I actually schedule time. So I know how long it takes me to create a video, and I know how long it takes me to edit a video. I put those times in, and I know that I can make a video, edit a video, and still have time for other things in my night, right? Because again, knowing I'm under a time constraint makes me focus more, and I get it done almost faster than I would if I said, sometime tonight I got to do a video, I got to edit it, I got to upload it, things like that. That could take me all night if I have that attitude. But if I say, you've got 40 minutes to film, you've got 2 hours to edit, things get done. If you want to take the long way to do things, take the long way to do things. But honestly, as a teacher, we have busy lives, and I'm talking about our lives outside of teaching. We have families and children and responsibilities and things that we enjoy doing them, and you need to be doing them. And if you're getting any value from this video, I'd appreciate it. Tap that thumb up and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Next week, we're actually going to be looking at teacher planners and what are the advantages and disadvantages, I think. I've got some of my notes already written. We're going to look at paper versus digital planners. Should be interesting. Anyways, I hope you are having a great week wherever you are. Stay safe. Wear a mask if you need to. Take care. Bye.